everybody. Welcome into DTL Primetime Live. I'm your boy, the coach, and tonight we have a really good one. 3 weeks left in the season, the regular season, in the National Football League. It's the first ever NFL history made tonight, flexed Thursday night game. That's right. This was not on the schedule back in May, but they have tried it. They're going to try it. And the Denver Broncos also the first team in NFL history to play back-to-back Thursday games after a Sunday. There's a lot of things going on tonight, but we've got best bets. We've got props. We've got the no-fly zone, and will somebody, God willing, get into the club tonight? A lot of you OGs are just populating the chat right now. On your way in, if you could do me, please hit that like button. It really helps the show grow, really helps the algorithm as we continue to grow every single day. Now, as always, I got the best damn crew in the business, and it's prime time, so let's not waste any more time. Let's bring him in. It's time for the picks. Oh, and tonight it's an embarrassment of riches. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 days until the Christmas holidays, and tonight, West. The Broncos, they've won 4 games in a row. The Chargers, they lost 3 of 4. Big Chuck Soupy is here. And AB, let's start with you because tonight a lot of people are leaning towards the Broncos. They're the hot team. But let's not forget, in the first meeting this year, the Chargers up 20-0 at halftime, 23-0 before. Bo Nix goes bananas in the fourth quarter, nearly completing the comeback, 23-16. But tonight is also about the playoffs. If the Broncos win, they are in. Chargers with a win. They need some help from the Dolphins and the Colts, but they also could clinch this weekend. Your early take here, this number has been sitting at 2.5 all day.
You're right, Coach. And this is a big one, obviously, for both teams. We are in must-win mode across the NFL, right? And you got it. You just nailed it right there. The Broncos, they're playing 2 straight Thursday night football games. Look, this game's going to come down to 2 factors. Can the Chargers run the football, and which team leads the game in quarterback pressures and sacks? Okay, those 2 right there, because these 2 defenses can both get after your quarterback and both pick off passes. The problem is that the Broncos have a great run defense, and the Chargers are down. They're starting running back. In the last 2 games, these losses, they've had to give up the run completely. That's what it's going to come down to.
There's a lot of good defense on both sides of the ball. But Big Soupy, let me bring you in because a lot of people are into their fantasy playoffs now. You never play that week 18. But also you got a Chargers team that last week led it half 17-13, and then they allowed Baker Mayfield and that Bucs team to outscore them 27-0 in the second quarter. Or excuse me, the second half. If I'm a Chargers player, fan, I'm a little bit worried about where my team is at right now.
This is not the same team that we have seen at the beginning of the year. We were looking at them like, this defense is incredible. Wait till Justin Herbert just needs to start getting going. In the pass game, they were running the ball well, and things have started to fall off pretty much ever since J.K. Dobbins went down. But it's also been that defense. We're seeing that the defense looks vulnerable, and we're seeing that early part of the schedule was very easy for them.
It really, really was. And Big Chuck, Broncos so far this season, they're 2-0 in primetime games. And Bo Nix has showed that even like last week when he threw 3 interceptions, did not play very well, that the second half he wasn't really playing like a rookie. Sean Payton gave him all the credit in the world. He said, hey, sometimes you got to get through the ugly games and just get the W. That's exactly what they did. The Broncos right now have got to feel very good about themselves on that side of the fence.
Extremely well about themselves. That was truly a grind game. I thought that was a Colt spot, and the way that they come back, and especially in the second half, and they just took command. That was impressive. But that's what you get when you have a Sean Payton-led team. I can testify to that for him being in New Orleans all those years. So yeah, I really like this Broncos team. A lot of people weren't high on them to begin the season, but they've made a lot of people believers.
It's really going to kind of be a race to the Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels of the Commanders. I think if the Broncos can win out or go 2-1, we'll see how the Commanders do. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to be Jaden Daniels award to win. We'll have to wait and see. All right, gentlemen, let's get into our straight picks for tonight. We've got a lot of guys going a lot of different directions and maybe a little bit of controversy as well. AB, big boy, start us off.
I will indeed, Coach. And we're going to go special teams here. That's right. Going with a punt down inside the 5-yard line at plus 200. This counts for both teams. All right. Anytime in the game. Both of these teams, Coach, you nailed it. They have to win this game. And you're going to see spurts where it's wide open, throwing, running, having fun, and other times where it gets tight. Because remember, these are two division teams as well. This game's very, very important. You will see punters and special teams play a huge factor in this game. Take it. Punt down inside the 5-yard line, plus 200. I got this at BetMGM, but other books obviously have it as well.
All right. Very, very good. By the way, how about this little nugget, guys? First time in NFL history, first tonight, that two teams, these two, Broncos and Chargers, tied for first in scoring defense in week 8 or later together. First time it's ever been done. And with that being said, I'm going against the grain. You're damn right. Big Cheesy, I see you. 5 memberships on a little showdown. And maybe Big Chuck wants a piece of the action too. Because I'm going over. I gave this out this morning. I got one. It's still hovering around 41, 41 and a half at most books. But I think tonight, a sneaky, fast-paced, good offensive game. I'm just saying the Chargers defense is not what it used to be. I have the over at minus 112 in a showdown with Big Cheesy. So Big Chuck, let me come over to you. Tell me I'm wrong.
You can count me in on that one, Coach. I'll take the cheese man side on this one, as I see a run-heavy, clock-running type of game. Plus, the Broncos have actually went under the total in 10 of 11 on the road versus the Chargers and the Fighting Jim Harbaughs. They've cashed to the under in 11 of their last 16 games. I'll definitely ride with the under 42 in prime time.
So did you take a little bit – you said you take a little bit extra – half point or point, that's what you're recommending for people who have it at 41, maybe by that point?
I absolutely did. Yeah, I went ahead and got it up to 42. Absolutely.
All right, very, very good. Shout out to Everett, brand new premium member. A lot of them are getting memberships gifted. You guys are amazing. Everett, welcome to the crew. Now, Pat says Chuck versus Coach. Who are we riding with? So let us know in the chat. Do you got Big Chuck or do you got your boy the Coach on the over or the under? Now, Soupy, you're going straight on one side. Explain yourself.
I love the way the Broncos are playing right now. That defense has been great all year, and now finally Bo Nix is starting to get comfortable. He's starting to throw the ball. Him and Cortland Sutton are connecting, and they don't have Jaleel McLaughlin tonight, but they still got Javonte Williams. It's going to look good in the run game. And everyone's saying over the last few weeks, oh yeah, Broncos have dominated because it's been an easy schedule. Well, guess what? In weeks 1 through 10, they were still 3rd in EPA and 6th in success rate on defense. This has been a good defense all year. I think they're going to be able to handle the Chargers that are struggling lately over the last few weeks, especially against the pass. It'll be a good game for Bo Nix. And right now, the Chargers just don't have a run game, and making them one-sided, I think that's where the Broncos can absolutely exploit them.
By the way, I did look on what it would cost to buy it up to a 3 or even a 3.5. Not too bad. It's like minus 140 at a lot of places. But if you want to go to 3.5, boss, as Amy likes to say, you're going to pay for it. It's like north of minus 170, minus 170 difference. If you want to pay that price to go to plus 3.5. By the way, the Broncos need, if they lose tonight, all they need is one win in their final 3 games to clinch. That's it. At the Bengals will not be easy. And then home to the Chiefs. By the way, Patrick Mahomes will start on Saturday against the Texans in big-time matchup. Great news for my Kansas City Chiefs. What are you laughing at, AB?
Like, it's crazy. That's a 6-week injury for anyone else, and Patrick Mahomes is just so damn tough. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, yeah, the people get mad the Chiefs win, and all that. Like, this dude is an animal, man. He's an absolute beast. He's tough as hell. He doesn't put up with bull crap. Like, he's awesome, man. He's everything you'd want in a leader, dude. He's great.
Bro, I couldn't say it any better myself. I think it's lost because he's always there. And when you're in the NFL and you never miss games, we give guys more credit for that because look at a lot of the big stars. You rarely see a guy play 16 games or 17 games a year. Rarely.
No. And like, remember he was getting on Travis Kelce last year, like during the regular season when he wasn't doing much. He was like, dude, I don't care what girl, like, we're here to win, bro. And then Kelsey went off. You know what I mean? Like, he's got the clout to do that to anybody. Doesn't matter how big of a star you are. It's great.
That's exactly right. Right now, they've got a 2-game lead over the Bills, and they play the Texans at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and then the Steelers and the Ravens play Saturday. We'll have an on-demand show, picks for that game, and also picks for the 3 playoff college games on Saturday. By the way, if you haven't watched our college football playoff special yet with me and AB, DG, and Raphael, I encourage you to live in your feed right now here at our YouTube page. You'll want to watch that before the first game tomorrow night, Notre Dame and Indiana. All right. Now, Bo Nix last week, 3 interceptions, but never fear. He came back nicely like a veteran would do. But what about tonight? In the first matchup, he couldn't do anything in the first 3 quarters, but the fourth quarter, again, like a veteran. But we got to hand it off to the only person on planet Earth that can do this. It's Bo Nix on one side. It's Hey Bear on the other. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Everett, welcome to No Fly Zone.
The no-fly zone, indeed, Coach. And let's start with taking a look and just understanding the 2 teams that we have. Look at points per game offensively, all right? Broncos, top 10. They've been scored a lot of points lately, 24 on the year. The Chargers, not bad, 21. It's actually a little bit better from what they've had except the last 2 weeks. Now, you nailed it, Coach. Points per game allowed, look at that, 17.6, 17.6. Tied for first in the NFL, both of them. 2 great defenses. Time possession, is what it is. Now, here's what you need to know. Passing offenses, both teams, in the 20s. Passing defense, 16th, 10th. Chargers, not bad. Rushing offense, 20th for the Broncos, 22nd for the Chargers. But right here is what you need to know. Rushing defense for the Broncos, 5th in the NFL, and especially on this winning streak, they have been shutting it down. And the Chargers are on their backup running back. And last week, they gave up the run completely and said, forget it, we can't do it. And they lost. Chargers rushing defense, 19th, not great. Now, let's get into the quarterbacks here. So let's go back to week 6. This is Bo Nix against the Chargers. Now, what you're going to see with his offense here is that it's actually pretty NFL veteran heavy. Right? You see a lot of QBs, especially rookies, they're throwing 5 yards and in. But Sean Payton trusts Bo Nix and trusts his arm and his legs. It's opening it up. He's throwing across the middle short, all right, which a lot of QBs do not, and he's using the boundaries, all right, as safe zone passes as well as screen plays. You look at the Chargers secondary here, all right, short, mid, pretty good. Short, all right, like not bad overall. Deep, they can give you problems. Now, deep mid, 29th, but left and right, you don't get many by them. And you look at Bo Nix, look at the deep left, the deep right, deep mid. You don't throw them either. You're going to see a short passing game tonight from the Broncos that could be exceptional. Now, we don't have bars and charts because Bo Nix is a rookie, but we do have his no-fly zone here. And again, goes right to it. Deep, try it if you want, but it's better if you just don't need it. Okay, this is last week against the Raiders. Okay, look at this. Sprayed it left with the boundaries, sprayed it right with the boundaries. Didn't throw too terribly much in the middle, and I would suggest don't do it if you don't need to. All right, stay safe. You're going to see a lot of pass attempts from him, but they're going to run the ball as well. Very balanced offense. Now, the game scripts that you'll see from the Broncos. All right, stretch, runs, and screens. Exactly what we just talked about. See left, see right. They're going to run the football the exact same way. And do it. If it's working, continue because you can stay safe. Quick fire, short passing game. Again, you see it? Short left, short right. That's what he's going to do because it is safe. Now, Chargers, they understand, and Jim Harbaugh understands, his best option is to get after the quarterback because, it could get rough trying to stop the run here. All right? So they're going to bring heat, and they can get to you. Move the pocket. Use your legs. This could be a nice Bo Nix running game tonight. The biggest problem for the Broncos, delay of game. They need to be ready, all right, and get to the line a little bit quicker. A weird quirk, pay attention to that. 3 out of 5 stars to throw a pick. Now, take a look here at Justin Herbert. This is week 6 against the Broncos. What do you see? Short left, short middle, short right, okay? Now, they had a run game. They won that game. but they might not have a run game tonight. So he's going to have to use his arm to open up a run game. You see the Broncos secondary here, rankings in the NFL? Short, all across, pretty darn good. That is the chess battle tonight. They're going to force the run game to be gone and Justin Herbert to throw deep. Deep right could be serious trouble. But deep left and deep mid, Herbert's got a great arm. He can make you pay for it. Now, his trouble zones, good God. Look at this. Deep left, deep right, intermediate middle. But I want you to focus on one. Short left. That's right. The Broncos are the best in the NFL at jumping your hitch routes, out routes, in routes. And they did it against the Colts last week on a trick play. And I bet they're going to be looking to ball hawk and do it again, because when you have one piece of pizza, you know what you want? A second piece of pizza. And that's what they're going to go for tonight and get another defensive score. The game scripts for the Chargers. Can you run the football? You might not be able to. You literally had to give it up last week. So use the deep passing game to open up the run game. Dominate midfield passing, not only from the 40 to the 40, but in the middle of the field, because that's where you can really cause problems for the Broncos linebackers. And are they coming, bringing heat, or having to drop back in pass coverage? Okay. What the Broncos have problems with is defensive pass interference. Pay attention to this and just jot this down. You are going to see the Chargers, especially if they get into trouble and fall behind, throw deep specifically to get defensive pass interference calls, and it will work because Justin Herbert has insane accuracy and a great arm. Now, the Broncos, they can get after you too, and they're going to bring heat at Herbert all night long. What he's going to do, saw those short passes, dump passes right over the rush, all right, and the yak game opens up. So running backs, wide receivers, right, your Z wide receiver slot guys, they can get short completions that turn into long completions with a lot of open field. 3 out of 5 stars for Herbert as well to throw a pick.
I think it's very, very appropriate as DG makes his way into the chat, channeling his inner Will Ferrell in Old School. Ma! The no-fly zone is on! That we ask ourselves one very simple question. After that breakdown with 2 really good quarterbacks, I have one very simple question for all of you. Feel free to do this with me. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, we got to compare these numbers that they have at DraftKings as well. And the numbers, Soupy, as far as yards, is because of this scoring defense. But I think after all the research I did, Sean Payton wants a fast start. I think they're going to be throwing it in the air. AB already talked about the fact that the run defense just can't run. I'm targeting yards, even though I'm not playing them, but that's where my eyes are going. What sticks out to you?
I'm targeting for Bonet. I'm targeting the passing yards, and I'm targeting the longest completion. I think he's going to get, there's going to be that one point in the game. It might be close, and he is just going to unleash it probably to Cortland Sutton, and I think he's going to get that. And I'm thinking about the completions and the attempts. I think, though, that this will be a heavy run game. I'm sorry. So I won't touch those completions or attempts. I would go with the overpassing yards and completions, though.
If it's a heavy run game, then you're going to see a lot of overs. You'll see that in a second when we compare the 2 starting running backs tonight as well. By the way, shout out to Kevin. Let's hear it, everyone, for AB. Give him a shout out. How about we let AB know how much we appreciate it? It takes a long time to put together a no-fly zone for every single primetime game, 3 a week, sometimes 4. Let him know in the chat what you think about the no-fly zone. Now, Charles, boy, because AB taught us the other night that if we don't like the longest pass, which 30s for a quarterback, but they can throw it to anybody, maybe finding a target that you like, then it's normally in the 20s. Do you, like Soupy, like the longest pass for either quarterback?
I'm not sure about that longest pass because I like the unders on these. I'm seeing a run heavy game, so I'm kind of leaning towards the under. I could probably see a 20-something yard pass. I'm not seeing a 36 though, so I'd probably go under on those. I'm really liking the interceptions though on both of them. I love primetime picks and the passing yards under on Bo Nix. I just think for some reason we're going to see a lot of running in this game.
That's kind of the narrative. But AB, I can think 2 or 3 off the top of my head Thursday night games this year that you said crazy. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. And then they went out and scored a bunch of points for teams running teams. Your thoughts on that narrative tonight?
The all narratives are open. And by the way, Walsey, man, Kevin Walsh, shout out to you.
Wow.
Dude,
wow.
You're the man. You're the absolute man. Thank you very much. Look, and I'll say this, like, Coach, you're exactly right. Now, you're going to see the Broncos try to stay extremely balanced, right? A lot of short passes. So you were correct. And look at that. And we can knock these bots out just like these quarterbacks will be doing double coverage in their hands, all right? So you can see a lot of completions for the Broncos. The Chargers, that is the X factor in terms of you don't know what the hell they're going to do, because if they can't run, they have to start improvising and they have to start throwing a lot. And they've got dudes who can not only stretch the field deep, but they've got guys, Lad McConkey could do both. He could go right in the middle, intermediate, all right, flats, you name it, and just start catching passes over and over and over. And again, divisional game, need to win. Like, everything's on the line tonight, man. So I'm with you. Like, longest completion for the Chargers. Yeah. And you nailed it. Not only with the quarterback, but the receivers as well. Like, that's an excellent point, Coach.
Let me throw out a couple of nuggets out there. You all kind of think at home that it may not be the conservative game that we expect. Sean Payton said this quote: he wants a fast start. When you do studies, halftime leads on Thursday generally have a higher percentage of winning than on a normal Sunday. The Broncos, first half through the first 15 weeks, listen to this number, minus 24 point differential in the first quarter. The Chargers have a plus 34 first quarter point differential margin. The Broncos need to get off to a fast start. The Chargers scored 23 first half points the first time they played. The Broncos had 0. They've got to change something up tonight. They've got to be aggressive. The Broncos know you don't want to play Cincinnati. You don't want to play Kansas City with a must win. They want to get that in their tonight. I think it's going to be a different narrative. I respectfully disagree with Charles and with Soupy and a little bit with AB, but respectfully, guys.
Yeah, you bring it. First off, that was a hell of a stat, all right? And you bring up a great point. Like, we're talking about can the Chargers run the football? Well, if the Chargers get up by 17 points, now you can't run the football because you've got to throw, and that changes it, right? Like, that is an unbelievably good and important stat right there that literally could be the most important in this game. Great call. Yeah.
I don't get how old you get. Getting validation from somebody you respect, it feels good, doesn't it? Soupy, someday you'll get some. You'll know what I'm feeling right now. All right, so we compared the quarterbacks. We saw the no-fly zone. I'm playing, but even though I like the Broncos, I'm going to bet with Soupy tonight. I'm betting Bo Nix to throw an interception. There's no doubt about it. 3 last week. All right, gentlemen and ladies, because Touchdown Tina is ready to go in the club again. We've already done our straight picks, but some of you don't like straight picks. You like props. We got you covered there. Time to prop it up. AB, I love seeing that INT. You're up.
Yes, sir, Coach. Look, and you know what? I'll tell you this. Quarterback's going to make a mistake just like I did with the transition on Prop It Up right there because it's Thursday night, baby, and you never know what's going to happen. All right, so we're going to take Bo Nix, throw an interception. I'm with you, Coach. Look, the Chargers secondary, they're good. All right, their pass rush is good. They will get to him. They will flush him. They will force him, and especially if they're playing up, defense gets to pin those ears back. That's what Jim Harbaugh wants to do. I'm also going to take Justin Herbert because if they don't have a run game and he has to throw a lot, you know what? Broncos secondary, that's a top 10 in interceptions, top 10 in sacks. They can do the exact same thing. Coach, I think you nailed it right there. This is a game, the first team that gets out of balance, that can't 50-50 run pass, buddy, you could be in serious trouble. And I think we could see a lot of it. All right, I'll take both of those, throw a pick. Now, Coach, you are on your game tonight because you said sometimes quarterbacks' longest completions, they're long. Yeah, exactly. Looking good. So you go to wide receivers and look at these numbers that we got. The deep threat for the Chargers, Joshua Palmer, longest reception over 16.5 yards. Yep. Got to go ahead and take that one, especially after a bad week he had last week where they couldn't get together, him and Herbert. I think they're going to do it tonight. Now, Devon Vele, all right, longest reception as well. Last 2 weeks, kind of in the doghouse. Hadn't really caught anything, not looking like he did earlier in the year when he was all over the Chargers secondary. And he's a rookie, but he's a little bit older, all right? He is going to know that tonight, time to get back into it. We're going to take him longest reception over 16.5 yards as well.
I like that a lot. Some of you are noticing that a few of us have some issues. It's not our Wi-Fi. It's StreamYard. It's our platform that is all wonky. We almost didn't even get on the air. Huh, AB? This thing has been nuts all day today.
All day, man. Yeah, all day. I'm about to use 2 potatoes to start going live.
It was like literally right at the last moment. So we apologize if we're lagging just a little bit, but you guys know tech, it's got its own mind of its own someday, but it's certainly not our Wi-Fi tonight. We apologize. All right, Big Soupy, coming over you. 2 big plays. Let's go.
Whenever I come up with a prop, I always wonder, like, I need validation for it. Yes, I do, Coach. I do need the validation. And every time something in AB's no-fly zone I see, and I get that validation from my prop, I love it. He said that it could be potentially Bro Nix running a lot against that Chargers pass rush. I'm going to take him at 4.5 rush attempts. The last game, 5.5 yards before contact, and then another 4.7 after contact. That means he's getting to the secondary before anybody touches him, and he is oversized against those defensive backs. And then he's still going to connect with Courtland Sutton because they've looked so good over the last few weeks. He has got over 6 catches in 7 straight, and he's hit over 100 yards in 4 of those 7 games. I think he's going to be able to get a good number against the Chargers that are starting to struggle against the pass.
Yeah, before last week, he had at least 5 catches, 70 yards in 6 straight games. This dude is a stud. Once they got rid of Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton became the man. And, boy, the last game, you guys remember that spectacular he had against the Chargers. My goodness. And, by the way, can anybody tell me how many straight games Courtland Sutton has caught a touchdown against the Chargers? Anyone? You're damn right. 3. Way to go, Charles. Good research. Can you tell me out of the, let me check my notes, 29 catches lifetime that he's had against Chargers, how many of those 29 are tutties?
I don't know.
6.
I was going to
6. 1 out of every 5 times he finds the end. Because anytime touchdown number, we're going to see it here in a second. It's only like plus 140, plus 150, but that might be worth it here tonight. I'm telling you right now. Now,
Coach, I got to say, not to like interrupt you, but I got to say, forget the like applause for the no-fly zone. Dude, you in the lab has been crushing these stats, dude. That's awesome. Like, give him a round of applause, dude. Well done, man.
Thank you very much. Got it a little bit, you know. I don't care how long we've been doing this game. You got to bring it strong.
Hell
they
yeah.
deserve. Crew deserves it. All right. Now, the narrative tonight is that it's going to be somewhat of a running game, right? AB, let's show the good people at home what the numbers are. Are you kidding me right now? We have not had 2 running backs this year with numbers as low as this. So if we're going to get a lot of running, AB, which one of these 2 dudes is going to go over? All they got to do is get to 40.
I know. Look, Javonte Williams, like the game script, if everything plays out normal, Javonte Williams is your guy. Even though Gus Edwards at 9.5 attempts, but they got to 8 last week and gave up, said, Matt, we can't do it. Absolutely can't do it. We have to throw. Javonte Williams, yeah, 100%. Where I would look is longest rush for both of these guys. Like, it only takes 11.5 and 10.5. It's crazy. And, Coach, you nailed it. Look how much the books don't respect the run game for either side. Anytime TDs, look at those. Never seen that before.
Never seen it before, but I'm telling you, Raphael here, because you know he's the ultimate pump the brakes guy. He loves to go, well, if it looks too, it probably is too good to be true. And these numbers right here, my goodness, but for a reason. They're there for a reason. Charles, let me come over to you. You clearly believe tonight's going to be running. Which guy would you lean into? Of course, for show purposes only.
I actually like both. I captured these at less numbers, so I'm actually liking both. And plus, I love the anytime touchdowns. We never get plus money for both of those. So, yeah, I'm loving the rushing yards for both and the anytime touchdowns. Plus, Coach, I didn't get a chance to do my prop play. So, once we're done with this segment, I would be happy to knock those out for you if you don't mind.
See what happened. See how nice you did that? I'll be honest with you. I was so damn excited. Compliments from AB. I forgot about your props. That's on me. We'll do them after we do the receivers. All right? Is that cool with you?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You got literally the best manners of anybody in sports betting. All right. Soupy, let me come over to you. Where are you leaning on these two guys?
I'm leaning on a lot of numbers, especially with Gus Edwards. Gus has never been the feature guy. It's just not. He's always been with J.K. Dobbins for most of his career, and it's been J.K. Dobbins leading the way. Gus is that third and short goal line guy. I would probably take his anytime TD. That would be the one I'm the most confident in, because if they get to that goal line 1 or 2 yards out, they will hand the ball to him. But I don't know how much of an opportunity he's going to get, because like you said, last week, they abandoned the rush completely. So I would take the unders on Gus Edwards.
They really, really did. Maddie says, Chuck, far too nice. Far too. No, you don't have to be too nice to me, Chuck. You know what I'm talking about? Kevin says, charm, not charm. Damn, rare thing these days. Great job, Charles. I agree. All right, let's flip it over to the receivers quickly. And we've talked a lot about Cortland Sutton, but AB, who could have known? Because Ladd McConkey, his squad has the week off. They're getting ready for the playoffs, but he kind of feels like a Puka Nacua to me, that he comes in solid, was really good at Georgia, but who could have known that he'd be this good this fast?
You're exactly right. And look, it's crazy that Georgia, like, you want to know why Georgia won national championships? All right. They had a great quarterback, and they had Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers at the same time. Deal with that. All right. Ladd McConkey, like, looking at the Chargers, he reminds you of when Keenan Allen was out there when he was young, right? Like, the dude never dropped passes. He'd have 11 completions a game, yardage, all of it, man. McConkey can do it all. You want to look at a play for him, like, I don't hate yards, I don't hate receptions, don't hate anytime TD, but longest reception, I love longest reception for him, 22.5, because when you rush everybody and just drop two safeties, there's about 40 yards of field right there in the middle, and this dude has been doing this his whole career.
I also noticed last week, and Soupy, I know you're on the yards, but last week, and they got, at least in the first half, when they got inside the red zone, was looking for one guy, and it was number 15. And he had that touchdown where he rolled out to the right, kept holding the ball. McConkey just kept coming with him, and eventually he ran himself. This dude doesn't give up on routes at all, which is why I like his anytime touchdown number at plus 150.
I love that number. I love the receptions as a total over 6.5. And AB is right. The moment I saw that the Chargers drafted him, I said, that is the next Keenan Allen for Justin Herbert. And it's gone exactly that way. And not only do I like McConkey, I like Quentin Johnston tonight too, because Patrick Surtain, he's playing hurt. I think he's going to play. I don't know how many snaps he's going to take. But without Patrick Surtain playing at full health, I think Johnson should have a good game too. So I would take the receptions for McConkey, and I would take either the longest reception for Johnson or even his receiving yards for tonight.
All right, something we need to monitor. Dwayne in the chat said he, gave my stats, and then he says Broncos wide receiver Cortland Sutton has gone to the locker room. I don't know if he's hurt or if he's fixing something, but I would encourage you. The game doesn't start for about 4 minutes yet, but I would turn on the pregame show just to see before you put in any play on Cortland Sutton. I really would. Charles, we're going to get to your two plays we're going to do it right now. What two prop plays do you have today, sir?
First, speaking of Ladd McConkey, over 68.5 receiving yards. I'm thinking he should get about 7 receptions or more tonight, and he comes in averaging 73 receiving yards per game on the season, and he's actually cashed us over 68.5 in 3 of his last 4. Then Bo Nix, over 22.5 rushing yards. I see Bo being forced to have to run tonight, and he compiled 61 rushing yards versus this Chargers team earlier this season, and he averages 23 rushing yards per game this year, so getting 22.5 fits perfectly.
This is how much I trust our chat. Dwayne says, no, Coach. That's just an exaggeration. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dwayne. I thought you were serious. You're allowed to joke around. There's nothing wrong with that. Just not with guys we're betting on. Don't say somebody's going, his knee. Oh, his thigh. No. Oh, there's nothing worse. It happened. I can't remember. This happened recently that we bet a prop on somebody. Oh, Geno Smith. We had like over the place on him. He goes down with a bum knee in the second quarter. Oh, isn't that the worst, AB, when you bet a prop and your guy goes down in the first quarter and the books are like, all right, loss.
It's the absolute worst. Like we get it, like the injury part, like we're not saying like, you know, we don't care about the player and all that. But betting wise, it's the absolute worst because he goes down and like you're sitting there and like it's in your stomach, that gut feeling like, oh God, no, come on, dude, come on. Did you see the David Montgomery stat?
Oh, yes. Oh, heartbreak. Did you guys see it?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't catch that one.
His yearly over-under number was 775. And he
half.
got hurt at 752 or 753.
It was like 775 and a half, and he went out with 775.
Okay. Oh, it was brutal. I know it was really close.
Insane.
Yeah. Speaking of really close, Japan is really close from AB blocking that ass in the chat. He goes, I woke up today, and the only thing I got to accomplish is to grind coach's gears. Mission accomplished, Japan. Mission accomplished. All right, gentlemen. You know, tomorrow I will be hosting Football Friday. It might be the most important Football Friday show we've ever had in the history of DTL. We've got a big weekend in NFL, 2 NFL games on Friday. We got college football playoff games. There's never been a bigger weekend than what we're going to have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm going to host, and then I'm going to have the kids in the car, ready to go, heading to the airport, wheels up. This weekend is not as important as this point right here and right now. For those of you that are new to our brand, first of all, thank you for finding me. And you'll notice here, unlike anybody else, we're not serious all the time. In fact, we're rarely serious. We think it should be fun, entertaining, and also cashing tickets. But we have a little game we like to call Jim. Or as some people in the chat like to refer to it as the haves and the have-nots. Well, we have 2 haves, 2 have-nots, and then we have our OG touchdown team. So, AB, I believe you have 2 Jims to your name tonight. Can you make it a third?
Coach, you know, we're all about good karma, right? And I believe that the Tennessee Vols have great karma this weekend. You know who played for Tennessee? Guy I like to know is Joshua Palmer, wide receiver for the Chargers. That's my dog. Oh, yeah. And he sees his boys, all right? He sees his dogs, and he's going to say, hey, look, youngsters, before you get to the league, let me show you how it's done. And I saw Palmer his entire college career. Yacht. He could do it. And I think he's going to do it tonight because he had a deep touchdown the last time we saw the Chargers, and it didn't happen, and it was right there. I don't think he drops it again. Kind of a bad pass. We're not going to put that on Herbert, though. We need his confidence up. So, Palmer, let's go, baby. Plus 1,500.
Well done, AB. Well done. I like karma, too, and I like the Volunteers. If anybody hasn't watched the playoff show, I like them at plus 7.5. But go look at the other picks, too. All right. We go in order of cash tickets or cash diamonds, as we say here at the show. So, Charles, you have one. You've been popping bottles for a couple of weeks now. Who do you like tonight?
I'm going to go with Kamani Vidal. He actually has 1 career touchdown this season, and it was against this Broncos team as well. Plus 1,100. I think that he's getting some spot duty. So around the goal line, I'm going to go with Mr. Vidal to plus 1,100 to get that first touchdown.
All right, Soupy. I normally don't like picking quarterbacks for this, but Bo Nix is a beast on the ground. Explain yourself.
Let's talk about the college football playoffs. Who's the number 1 team? That's Oregon. Where did Bo Nix go? he went to Auburn first, but then he went to Oregon where he had 20 rushing touchdowns. So what's going to happen is, Bo, he's going to get me that gem tonight. And I already told him, I said, hey, you come to the club with me. You don't have to worry about watching your Ducks this weekend. They're already on to the next round. So we'll pop some bottles together and then we'll watch the Ducks next week.
Yes, AB.
Coach, may I give out producer man's pick?
Please do.
Okay. There's a quarterback, Justin Herbert, who went to Oregon. All right. So I just had to say
it. Producer man, who we give him off on Thursday nights. But I'm telling you right now, he takes this more seriously than anybody on the crew. It's starting to really grind his gears as well. So let me read this comment from the chat, guys, if you don't mind. Crap. I'm screwed. Me and Coach on the same pick. Why, Coach? Why? Dan, tonight's our night, big boy. Never fear. And then Soupy is just asking to get dropped from DG says, oh, yeah, Dan, if you're with Coach, I would cash out now. Which you can do on a first touchdown pick, by the way. But Quentin Johnston, I decided tonight I'm playing the opposite game. I think the Broncos are going to win. But you listen to the stats I gave out. They don't get off the fast starts. They don't score a lot in the first quarter. They just don't. So tonight, I'm going to the Chargers side. Quentin Johnston, he had a touchdown last win. Everybody say it with me. In the first half, he has 8 touchdowns on the year this season. I have never felt more confident about a pick for the gym in my life. Tonight's got to be the night. Plus, I'm on the over, so it doesn't really matter who scores first. Quentin Johnston is my guy. Anybody want to comment on that pick? Anyone?
I like it. I think it's going to be Quentin or Palmer. Like, and what I mean by that is, I think you're like, your script and your like what you're saying of the Chargers like scoring. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. Like, I think it's going to come down to that. I think it's going to be a wide receiver. And I think it's going to be a deep pass.
Stupid.
Quentin Johnson, he went to Kansas State, so he doesn't have to worry about watching the college football playoffs this weekend, but he has been in a national championship. So I think maybe he will focus on getting that gem for you, but we'll see.
Charles, any lip service from you over there, big boy?
I thought it was TCU, but yeah, as long as he catches the ball.
Yep, you're right. They're both purple. Purple.
Wait a second. He just screwed up his trash talk?
They both wear purple. Yep.
Oh, leave it to Chuck.
And they're not in the playoffs either. So
Kansas State.
Oh my God. Yeah, Kansas State. Maybe good thing young Peyton isn't here. He goes to TCU. Holy cow.
I think that's why I forget about him because I beat people from TCU. So it's just I forget about him.
Physically.
Yeah, physically. By the way, he had a rough morning this morning.
Peyton
he had a rough day today. He really did. He had a nice TikTok. If you haven't seen his private TikTok, I encourage you to go watch it in the next 30 minutes. But yeah, he had a rough day. I think it threw him off, Soupy, to have you talking trash, and then he had a rough day on Tuesday. He's got to learn how to bounce back. When you do this like us, we handle bad days. He's still young, right? Still young.
Can I tell you why he had a bad day this morning, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. So I can tell you the same way that these bots are going to feel in the morning. It's the thing I like to call in college Whiskey Wednesday. All right. It'll get you and you go out late. You're like, oh God, it's Wednesday. It's 4 a.m. I need a Jack in the Box and to get home. All right. It happens. It'll be all right.
It does happen. Now, I did tell him, because he embarrassed me. Why he had a bad day today. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I asked him about this particular part of the show. I tell you that he did not even know what the gem was. Didn't even know what it was, which means he has not watched even one primetime show the entire season. So I said, he's got homework. I said, you've got to watch the show. I'm going to give you a message specifically for you. And you have to give it back to me on Tuesday, or we're going to. So this is for young Peyton. He better be watching right now. I'm going to give you 3 numbers. 4, 6, 5. That's what you have to repeat back to me to prove that you were watching the gym section of the show. Can you guys imagine not knowing what the gym is and being a part of the crew? I mean, that's embarrassing.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and place this bet now. All right, it's minus 200. When he does, all right, we're going to see the name pop up in the chat that he just won a membership because you know what? He's not subscribed or membered here either. Like, that's going to pop up, and that's going to tell you right there.
He probably is. Oh, his dad's going to be pissed at him, too. What are you doing, son? You're representing the Lodge family. You're doing it from the friendly confines.
We'll give Peyton this, all right? The Lodge
Oh,
camp.
my God. Lynn said I cut out while I was giving out the numbers. Let me try it again.
Do it again.
4, 6, 5. Peyton, 4, 6, 5. I hate StreamYard.
It's terrible. Now,
just tell him it's the same price of his dad's haircut. He'll know.
Well, he's got great hair.
He does have great hair.
Dude, the Lodge camp is us. There's no disrespect coming there in any manner. He's the man and has been for a while. He's the man.
Oh, my God. It's great having them a part of the crew. It really, really is. Roger's such a great friend. He's been on the show many times, and now his son could be here. Who knows? 20 years? We'll see. Can you imagine Super Salad for the next 20 years on Prize Picks? I can. All right, before we get the hell out of here, let's go through our picks one more time. A lot of people weren't here at the top of the show. We'll do them like, one nugget or 2 off each one. So, AB, if we can do the straight picks first, start us off, sir.
Going to go with a punt down inside the 5-yard line, plus 200. I got this at BetMGM, and just like these bots, we are punting your ass out of the chat, all right? I think we're going to see punts tonight for both teams. Very important, and this counts for both teams. Plus 200. Let's go.
Charles.
Under 42, this is actually cash 10 of 11 on the road for the Broncos when they go visit the Chargers, and 11 of 16 in Chargers games.
But you said 10 of 11, which means there's a chance it could go to the over, which is what I'm on as well. And I've got a showdown against Big Cheesy. 5 premium memberships on whoever wins. The number we settled on this morning, 41.5, because damn it, I ain't pushing with Big Cheesy. Either I win or I lose. 41.5 is the number. 5 memberships on the line. I got to tell you, you're catching some strays from Touchdown Tina. Hey, you see this? Oh, he's in a feisty mood tonight. Where is it? She's where's Tina at? Oh my goodness. Oh, it was a great one too. Oh, there. Maybe the Lodges can tell Soupy where to get that beard lined up. Soupy, straight the thing that makes you who you are.
It makes me unique. It looks good. Maybe I'll go get it touched up tomorrow. Don't worry, Tina. I'll be looking good. Yeah.
Hey, Tina only throws touchdown darts, son. Like she's coming.
She does. Yes, she does. All right, Soupy, why do you like the Broncos tonight?
I like it because they are the best defense right now. If you make the Chargers one-dimensional, which they are playing like right now, the Broncos have the best secondary, number 1 in drop back success rate. I think they come away with the win tonight, and they lock down a playoff spot.
All right, what about the props? Let's go to the other side of things. I know AB is all over interception tonight for both guys. Explain yourself, AB.
Yes, sir. Bo Nix going to face some heat tonight. That's the only way the Chargers can win this game. I think he throws a pick. Chargers defense, top 10 in the NFL in sacks and interceptions, just like the Broncos are top 10 in both as well. That's why Justin Herbert, just like these bots right here, going to be throwing it and heading over to the bench. You're out of here, son. 2 picks, all right, coming from those guys. Now, Joshua Palmer, Chargers, longest reception over 16.5 yards, and Devon Valet, longest reception over 16.5 yards for the Broncos.
Devon Valet. What a great name. Can you imagine growing up with that name? That's awesome. What's your name? Devon Valet. What's yours? All right, Soupy. 2 plays that I love me. A little Cortland Sutton. Let's go.
I'm going to start with Bo Nix. Last game, 6 rushes for 61 yards. That's the second best rushing yards this season, but the best in terms of yards per carry. He just needs a little 5 yards rushing. I think he could get that because he might kneel down 3 times at the end of the game. And give me Cortland Sutton because those two have had a beautiful connection over the last few weeks. And 60 yards when he's been getting centuries, I think he's going to look good tonight.
When he's been getting centuries, is that what you said?
Centuries? 100. That's what we call 100 around here.
They call it in Connecticut as centuries.
Yep.
I don't even think that's a word.
You haven't lived here in a few years. You've already forgotten the lingo. I can't believe it.
Thank God. Thank God. All right, Charles, what do we got?
Oh, Lad McConkey, over 68.5 receiving yards. He actually averages 73 on the season and has cashed this in 3 of his last 4. And Bo Nix, over 22.5 rushing yards. He had 61 his last time versus the Chargers and averages 23 on the season.
All right. Straight plays, a ton of props. And AB, let me just address something before we get the hell out of Dodge, because we've got some people a little bit over their skis, getting a little bit cocky in the chat. My man Curtis says, oh, is 465 how many more days until Coach gets a gym? That would be actually another year and 100 days. If I don't get one the rest of this or next season, AB, I literally might have my head pop off my shoulders. But they think I'm scared. If you go, oh, he's avoiding you. He's not. I avoid nothing. I look you straight in the eye and I go toe to toe. Just ask Big Cheesy. He's going to learn it again tonight. All right.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, talk to me.
All right, so Saturday, Coach, I believe we're doing normal, like, on-demand show. We're not going to be live, but we'll have all the picks and everything, correct?
Yes.
I've got a feeling you might hit both gyms in those NFL games. I've got a weird feeling that you might go on a little run here. I've seen this game played before. Look, when you think somebody's out of it, it only takes one weekend, dude. Like, we're going to have 2 gyms on Saturday. All right, we're going to have a 3rd gym on Sunday and then a 4th gym on Monday. You could be in first place literally by Tuesday morning.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. And right now, DG's in the chat going, what the hell, Coach? Because he asked me this afternoon. I said, no, we're not doing gyms on the weekend, but they are now. You guys want to challenge me? We'll step up.
Yeah, I'll compile that. Don't worry. Like, I got a good feeling for you this weekend. I think you got a lot of karma going on this weekend.
Thank you, AB. Yep. Thank you, AB. And Dan, don't feel sorry for me. He said we should let Coach do a first touchdown for all the games, not 16 games. I'm not going to do that. I might do that. Okay, I might do that. I'll be honest. Hey, gentlemen, great job tonight. Great freaking job tonight. Enjoy the game. Stay active, busy. That's what it's all about. And enjoy your holidays, all right? Enjoy your holidays. Ladies and gentlemen, all kidding aside, we cannot tell you how much we enjoy doing this. We are coming up on a year here at the Rebrand in the morning, in prime time, whatever it is. We're just getting started. So thank you wholeheartedly from me, the entire crew. Biggest weekend of our entire brand is coming up tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. You don't go. But in the meantime, understand this. There's only one thing left to do. I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets, including Quentin Johnston, straight to the pay window. Entire crew, love them all. My man from the Dirty, Big Chuck. My man with the best beer in the game. A little bit off on the lines, but that's okay. Soupy. Producer man, always behind the scenes, has the night off tonight. Man, AB, my partner for years, always doing the hard work. Look like $1 million. I am simply the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about. And I'm keeping receipt. Pan, Dan, Cheesy, Curtis, all of you. I'm coming after you. I just got to catch first right here on Primetime Live. Good luck.